Why must you make everything so difficult?
Mamma mia, pizzeria, mamma mia, pizzeria, mamma mia, pizzeria. Mamma mia, pizzeria, 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 mamma mia, pizzeria. Lactose, 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 lactose. Sweetie, sweetie, want a treaty. 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 Sweetie, gluten, 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 gluten,
I know why you're here. You are here for the lore.
Unfortunately, there is no lore to be found in this game. You wasted your time. But why? It's only you to blame for wasting all of your precious time. You could have been playing any other game. Could have been playing anything else. But guess what? You decided to play my stupid little game. Now look at what you did. Are you happy? Are you happy with yourself? Probably not.
Wait. What is going on? What did you do? Wait. No!
Vanilla chocolate. Vanilla chocolate. Strawberry. Vanilla chocolate. Strawberry. Vanilla chocolate. Strawberry. Vanilla chocolate. Strawberry. Vanilla.
Why are you still here? I told you there's no lore. Isn't that why you're here? You know what? I'm done. I'm done playing games with you. If you really want to stay and play the game, you'll have to get past me. But why? Why must you make everything so difficult? Do you even know what you're truly doing? Do you? Do you even know that your actions, consequences? You know what? You know what? I'm done. I'm done wasting my energy on you. No. You know what? I've reached my limit with you. If I let you go, you'll just keep messing with me, won't you? I've had it with you. Good riddance.
Mamma mia, pizzeria, 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 mamma mia. Sussy wants a snack. Sussy wants a snack. Sussy wants a snack. Sussy wants a snack. Sussy wants a Sussy wants a snack. 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 Sussy wants a Sussy wants a snack. 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 Pizzeria, mamma mia, pizzeria, mamma mia, pizzeria, mamma mia.
O L O R E N O
Mamma mia, pizzeria.
N O
Mamma mia, pizzeria. 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 It's a spicy meatball. Mia, pizzeria. Mamma mia, pizzeria. Mamma mia, pizzeria. Mamma mia, pizzeria. Mamma mia, pizzeria. Lactose, 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 lactose. Monkeys, 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 monkeys. Monkeys, 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 monkeys. Lactose, 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 lactose. The fitness gram pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The 20-meter pacer test will begin in 30 seconds. line up at the start. The running speed starts slowly, but it gets faster each time after you hear this signal. Badoop. A sing lap should be completed every time you hear the sound. Ding. Remember to run in a straight line and run as long as possible. The second time you fail to complete the lap before the sound, your test is over. The test will begin on the word start. On your mark, get ready, start. Ding. Lactose, 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 lactose,
Treat for a while.
Sweetie, sweetie, want a treaty, sweetie.
Chucky Forky, not a monkey. Chucky Forky, not a monkey. Chucky Forky, not a monkey. Chucky Forky. Chucky Forky, not a monkey. 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 Chucky Forky.
Sweetie, sweetie, want a treaty, sweetie, sweetie, want a treaty.
It's a Rick and Morty track.
Gluten, 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 gluten.
Chimpy Wimpy, Chimpy Wimpy, Chimpy Wimpy, Chimpy Wimpy, Chimpy Wimpy, Chimpy Wimpy, Chimpy Wimpy. Chimpy Wimpy, Chimpy Wimpy, Chimpy Wimpy, Chimpy Wimpy, Chimpy Wimpy, Chimpy Wimpy, Chimpy Wimpy. Chimpy Wimpy, 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 Chimpy Wimpy.
You are here for the lore. Unfortunately, there is no lore to be found in this
bye.
game.
I see that you got a new ending here. The yap ending. And you should be proud of yourself because you actually decided to listen to what I was trying to tell you. I mean, not a lot of players who've come by the 5th chapter have been like, hey, I'm gonna listen to what this guy says. And I really appreciate it because I know it's hard to wanna listen to a character that is in just a game. It's like, well, what does this guy have on me, right? But you actually took the advice by heart and actually left, and it's really one of those things that makes it seem like you care, and that's the worst thing you can do in this world is make it seem like you don't care. That's reminds me of this one time. I was at the grocery store, and there was this guy that was stocking the shelves or whatever in one of the aisles. I don't remember what aisle it was, but there was these kids. They were around him, whatever, and they're like trying to mess with him. Like, well, he's just trying to do his job, right? And he had repeatedly told these kids, like, hey, like, let's maybe not do this when I'm trying to do my work. And they weren't listening. And I was a bystander, but I mean, I know customer service jobs aren't the greatest. They don't have the greatest pay, and you don't really get much respect from customers. So I went in, I stood and I was like, hey, what's going on here? Where's your parents? And I mean, hey, it didn't work. Nothing. They still kept doing it, but sometimes you kind of just have to put a foot forward, and let somebody know, like, hey, yeah, like, I feel for you. Whether you're having, like, if you're having a rough day or something, it's always good to let other people know that they're not they're not crazy or whatever. What I mean that I mean, like, making, like, doing something like that makes them feel justified for acting the way that they are in the situation, which is always, it's a good feeling to get validated by a bystander. You know what I mean? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I appreciate that you actually listened to me and left the game. It was because, I mean, who knows what would have happened if you went through with playing with continuing the game and all. But yeah, because you got a new ending and stuff, you gotta go to the title screen. There should be a button at on the left corner of the screen. You just click it. It takes you back to the title screen, and then you can go through the game again, or you can go to the chapter select, but you don't have to, obviously. And yeah, and then what I would recommend the most is, if you go to the title screen, there's a button on the title screen that says press to quit. That would be a lot better of an idea. You know what I mean? It would help me out a lot. We just do that. And I don't know what else to say, so I'm going to be on my way now. I've got a lot of other players to keep track of, so I can't, like, stay in one area one time. Programmer stuff you don't care about. Yeah, I'll be on my way now.
Come here to kiss me on my hot mouth, buddy.
Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, vanilla, chocolate.
That thing bleeding to the, you know what I mean?
Wacky slush.
That thing bleeding, P.
Mamma mia, pizzeria, mamma mia, pizzeria, mamma mia, pizzeria, mamma mia, pizzeria. I know why you're here. You are here for the lore. Unfortunately, there is no...
So, this is a thing that I'm gonna start doing just as a progress thing to, allow me to just, express the, trial and error of me making my first game. I saw this game on YouTube called Sussy School Rounds, and I thought I'd give a shot at making a little fan game or something as my first little project, just something to do, you know what I mean? It's going pretty good so far. It still needs a lot of gameplay stuff, but I'm working on that right now, so, it's getting a little awkward, so, I'm just gonna leave. Okay, I'll keep you updated. Okay, I think we are recording here. It's been a while since I've done this, but, I decided to, I am deciding to start doing these types of, like, progress report kind of things, because I'm working on a pretty big project. I wanted to experiment with artificial intelligence a little bit, considering the fact that the technology is very much possible now. I wanted to be able to make a sort of like assistant chat bot kind of thing. I mean, not even really just that, just like just an AI that would be able to make its own games fully on its own with just, you know, a simple prompt. From 2D games to 3D games to really whatever type of genre. Not as a tool for me, but just as an experiment to see if the technology is really possible, if it can really do all of that on its own. And it's going to take a long time to do so because I still have to, you know, I have to do a lot of training to be able to get to a point where it's reliable, I guess you could say. I kind of started work on it. I don't know what the project's going to be called yet. Something cool sounding, I guess. I don't know. But I kind of started work on something here. It's just, it takes in inputs in the form of, like, images, code, 3D models, I guess. We're not to that point yet, but definitely more easily readable types of files. And it's just inputting a bunch of these types of things and then training it to output things as prompted, I guess you could say. It's not at a point where it is at all working, I guess you could say. So there's a lot more work that needs to be done. Probably will take a while until it is able to actually consistently make good outputs. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for this. I will keep making these updates to share progress. See you then. gotta feel out of here somewhere. It's been, I don't know how long. Days, weeks, maybe even years. I don't even know anymore. Who's there?